Welcome everybody to another episode of BoneRot, the only Twitch show that has been ever made. Unfortunately, Anto will not be accompanying us in this wacky episode because they got busy. Which is a shame because we have our first guest ever in the history of BoneRot. We all know about Twitter artists. But have you ever heard of a big Twitter artist? They can be cool, they can be very talented, and of course, they can sometimes hold the worst opinions ever imaginable. Today I will be presenting you one of said big Twitter artists. A very talented comic making machine that has not only pumped out so very funny, crazy comics with an acidic humor to some more, from an acidic humor to some more ambitious projects like Villainverse and Extra Souls. Let's show a big welcome to the clown prince of comics and personal friend of mine, CHEESYMANFREDO. Welcome to BoneRot, Cheesy. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm a big fan of BoneRot. I really appreciate you reading my Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
word from word.
Exactly. Exactly. This is exactly where I got it from. Incredible. Isn't that great? Isn't that funny?
It's very formal. Probably the most formal introduction I ever got on a podcast before.
Well, I thought it would be something different. Anyway, so I guess the first question is, why are you so fake and gay?
I don't know. Because I don't know. I think because why do you deserve to get the real me? You know, does anyone deserve the real you? You know, especially like strangers online.
Yeah, you're right. Every single time we talk online, it's a different it's like a different mask. It's like we have different. We have different.
I'm like Split guy.
Yeah, we have
Split.
Mm-hmm. We have different masks for different friend groups. Like, you know, that meme. I use personality A with group B. You know, that kind of.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna quote Slavo Žižek. But his thing isn't about wearing different masks. His thing is about like, oh no, you're the mask, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's just like
I kind of believe that.
Yeah,
I'm very much like, yeah. I mean, you choose the personality to present to people. That's your choice, right? That's not like That's not I don't even know. I'd say you're being fake. You're more like it's like, is wearing clothes being fake? You chose them, right?
It all depends on exactly we're defined by our environments, basically. We are
basically,
and everything that we choose is somehow like our own decisions within the environments that we decide to take. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You ever think about when people wear like band shirts for like bands they're not a fan of?
I've never done that, but if that's someone's decision, then okay. I mean, I'm not gonna be like a
I don't care either. You know,
I don't care about cause name 3 songs.
Yeah, I used to be like that, but like I don't give a fuck nowadays because it's like, do you think Metallica cares? Like they made a sale. They don't care. They don't care if you listen to the music. They probably make more music off of merch. They make more money off of merch
and concerts. I
than
think
from the actual. Yeah, than
the
actual like music, you know, which is kind of like, I don't know. Because imagine if like you made shirts and then people who weren't your fans were wearing them. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, actually, you know, because people would just be wearing it around you and you could feel like fucking like Batman or something.
Yeah, it just depends. I guess it all depends on how the market is as well. It feels like, how do I say this? It feels like bands now do not make money from CDs or sales of anything. It just feels like they just do concerts and merch and shit, and that's like the, and Spotify just,
that's where like the real money's at now.
Yeah, because Spotify will not give you anything. It's like I heard like horror stories that they just give you like 1/3 of a cent for every play that you get. It's
interesting because like publicly we have a perception of people like Beyonce being super rich, and she is.
Don't
get me wrong, she is super rich. But like the people making the real money, are like the managers, you know.
Yes.
Because like even like something that I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about like workers' rights among like NFL players, and it's a topic that's not brought up a lot because NFL players make so much money, but like compared to their like coaches and managers, they really aren't making as much, right? Because sure, they could afford big houses, but the amount of like shit their managers and coaches could afford, it's crazy. Like even the kind of like wage divide between that is like huge, but no one really talks about it because like I mean you're still like rich, right?
Yeah,
even though you should be earning more, right?
It just doesn't like occur to you because they make so much. They make so much money, but making like 10 times a big number, it's just another big number to a lot of people. So it really just doesn't register. It's like you cannot comprehend what a billion is unless you have like
true
a
because
like a comparison of size. Like 1 million marbles is not. It's like nothing compared to like a billion marbles. A billion marbles is like you can fill like an entire room with marbles.
I was thinking about how scary, like, because recently I think Elon Musk turned into a trillionaire, and how scary that number is. But the thing is, people hear trillionaire and they like it might as well billionaire, millionaire, trillionaire might as well all be the same number to people, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you know, people don't really think about it because like if you count down from 1 to a trillion, not even like 7 generations of your grandchildren will ever be able to count like down to that number, even if you started counting from now.
Yeah,
you know?
it's kind of insane how it really is scary how we just do not have the mental capabilities of understanding well how much money or how much that number represents. Basically, it's it just feels like it could be you could just say infinite money or whatever, and it doesn't even fucking matter.
But you know, and enough about class consciousness. What were you gonna ask me?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you some questions. Some few questions. It's like around your expertise of comics. I know that
nice.
you're always like I always hear you talk about like numbers and being on the grind set. You've always been like this person that it seems that especially this year, or it's either at the end of the last
couple of years.
I think either last year or this year, you start to like pump out so many comics. Some of them like crazy, very acidic humor. How we call it, humor ácido here in Latin America.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that acidic humor. That's a really interesting way to say it.
Yeah, we got it's basically like irreverent humor kind of way, where it feels like you just think something that's really really funny and maybe a little bit gross or just the right enough of edgy to not be offensive, but also like get that like spice, you know. What I wanted to ask you about this is, what do you ever feel how that you wish you could do something a more, I guess, more substantial, or do you
mean like meaningful that like helps a lot of people instead of like
or
maximizing on I mean, because at the end of the day all I'm really making is a luxury good,
it's kind of a luxury good as well. I mean, art is a luxury good, and if you really think about it,
right. I think I mean I do get that feeling, especially when when you hear the news of like, you know, fucking turmoil happening worldwide, you know, and all the fucked up shit. Like, oh, maybe if I was like an activist, I would be doing more of a positive thing, you know, in my life. But at the same time, like, I can't imagine myself making nothing but art, you know.
Yeah.
Even if it got to a point where I had to get like 5 jobs or something, I'd probably still find a way to make art.
Yeah.
Somehow. But I mean, I don't know, because it's a lot. It's I think all artists who actually think about their work think about this. Like a kind of like sense of guilt. And I guess that's why a lot of artists try to prioritize like making works that are good and like I guess boost positive messages and like make people want to be better. But that's all you hope you could, I guess, do with art, really. Because unironically, the thing that changes the world way quicker is like general strikes. Actually being on the ground like floor. And I mean, I'm like pro every general strike. I don't care.
True. We're here in BoneRot. We do support every single strike ever.
Except single strike ever.
Except some
police strikes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Except for police strikes, fuck them.
I want to ask you another thing. What do you think is your most popular comic? What do you think it's like the one that this one or something that you've drawn that wow, this really just like got out of control, like it's completely went beyond me, basically.
I think my most popular one would have to be, I don't know, because like I there's three that come to mind.
I have one in mind.
Is it the Bubblegum Gentleman one?
Yeah, it's the Bubblegum Gentleman because I actually have a story about it. About it.
Go ahead, go off, Queen.
No, yeah, I will tell. Okay. The thing about the Bubblegum Gentleman is that it got so big that even I saw that it went even worldwide. I saw it like in different places. Like Japanese people were starting to talk about it, the bubble, like how it resonated.
With YouTube shorts and like Japanese YouTube videos of people talking about it.
Japanese people, and also YouTube shorts talking about just like dubbing it basically. And but the thing about it is that I go to this card shop because I'm a TCG player. I usually do not talk about this in BoneRot, but
I
played Yu-Gi-Oh
about it. That's why you want to talk about it.
Yeah, kinda. But the thing about I remember I remember like talking. Oh yeah, I know this guy that makes this comics, and I show them the Bubblegum Gentleman. It's like, and then the Bubblegum Gentleman, this is from Colombia. Say and they start to do like the pose, like saying no, you're excited to do like the pose of the Bubblegum Gentleman. Is like no, your lungs are filled with bubblegum, and I told him, oh yeah, I know this guy. He's like a friend of mine, and he's a big socialist and whatever. And they did not engage with the socialist part, but they say like, oh hey, that's cool.
That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, but
that's I think it's funny because like I've reiterated before, like that's one of those comics that I made purely on clout because I knew like. Because there's one thing people love to do is that they love to shit on like Western comics.
Yeah.
Just to uplift like manga. Mm-hmm. And if people know me, like actually know me, they know me. I'm nothing like that. But I don't know. I kind of saw the joke there, so I was like, okay, what if you did this, right? And I did like follow up pictures of like Bubblegum Gentleman in different like eras of comic books, and I think. That specific joke is very like, okay, if you know comics, you'd get these jokes, and I think that should signify that I'm aware, I'm actually in the weeds of it. That was kind of like, I mean, but that was cool. I'm tempted. I mean, sometimes it's funny because those kind of comics do kind of like appeal to like kind of more, I'd say more like reactionary type people because I saw like there's this one guy. I forget his actual name, but he's the creator of Common America, and I do not like Common America. It's such a like.
I read the first comic of it, and I did not like it. I thought it was just a very basic,
very uninteresting.
It's very uninteresting, and the premise is just really like it feels like. God, it feels like that picture of like Captain America is like that picture of that bird where the therapist tells you that you're this bird in a cage that only has 2 bars, something like that. Because it's like the premise of that game of that comic is that she wants to knit or some shit like that, and then but she's forced to be like the she's forced to be
a
like
superhero.
a superhero because she has powers and makes no sense.
But at the same time, the comic is like, but it's a good thing that she's a superhero. So it's kind of like, well, then what is it then? Because like this shouldn't be hard. If you want to make a story about a superhero woman who wants to be a trad wife, that sounds so easy to me. Like I could do that. I could do that like right now. And like I could probably like swindle a lot of conservatives out of their money by doing that. Maybe I should. I've been tempted to be like, fuck it. Like but the thing is that I don't know. It's not that good of a comic. It's like boring. It's also incredibly astroturf. The creator of it, what he does is that he commissions a bunch of Japanese artists.
Yeah.
And then there's all this like quote unquote like Common America fan art.
Quote unquote.
They brag he brags about it, saying like oh it's popular in Japan, like that kind of means anything. I mean, I know I was bragging about Bubblegum Gentleman being popular in Japan. It's not really popular. Like what?
No, it was just
a couple of niche YouTubers talked about it on Japanese YouTube. Whatever, it doesn't mean anything. But yeah, I don't know, because like what's also super popular in Japan? It's just like the average Disney movie is like super popular in Japan.
It feels
those tend to like not fail in Japan, right? Because
I can't imagine.
They're
they're popular everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. But they act like wokeness bad, yada yada yada. It's stupid. It's dumb, and I know it's gonna get worse.
Reactionaries just have this like tendency of always project their politics on Japanese people. It's so weird. Even though there's like completely evidence that they legalized gay marriage recently in the last couple of years.
Did they legalize? I thought it was that they found it to be unconstitutional. For it to be illegal or something like that. I know not exactly like.
I think what you're saying is right. Is correct basically. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But there is a movement of people who are definitely progressive in Japan, but they act this is like a completely like the perfect ethno state because they don't allow like a lot of people inside of Japan basically.
It's funny because there is progressive, like every country has progressive people there. Every country has like lefties and socialists and whatnot. But it's kind of interesting because I remember hearing about how like due to kind of like lowering birth rates, like an aging workforce, like eventually, and it's probably already happened. It's already happening as we're talking about this. Like they're gonna have to let more immigrants into Japan to keep the economy like going
stable,
right? Yeah, it's stable, right? And that's probably gonna like be like that's gonna raise like racism over there,
probably, most likely.
Most likely.
God, I wanted to say that one recent comic that you made is pretty. It's pretty freaking good. I actually like think it was like I told you like this is a pretty good comic. It's the Scooby-Doo one that. Scooby-Doo one. It has like a perfect punchline where it's like like you could just imagine these characters like completely debating the fact that this person has to being a
for
fursuit.
People who are just like listening to the podcast, the comic is like I drew like a parody of the Mystery Gang from Scooby-Doo, and like their Fred is like, well, gang, another mystery solved. And this guy in a fursuit shows up and he says, doopy loopy loo. And like their Velma's like, remember our deal, Kyle. After this mystery, no more fursuit. And there's just this kind of awkward pause after it.
Yeah.
Doopy loopy loo is like, I thought the compromise was to stop walking on all fours.
Yeah, it's such a great comic.
To be honest, good.
To be honest, it's just I feel that a lot of these do hold value, but I guess that I want to ask you about the opposite. Is there a comic that you ever regret making?
There probably is.
Like Swan, do you think that it didn't flow well, or maybe like the joke was
I know
not
everyone's
handled very
probably
well?
gonna say like, oh, he probably regrets big Twitter artists. Like, no, I don't regret big Twitter artists.
Yeah, I remember that was when you became the big Twitter artist.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's when I became the big Twitter artist. I think the only ones I regret are like, there was one that I did about a kid complaining about being bullied. Okay, I think I found it. Yeah, he's complaining about being bullied, and I thought that I could have, the wording of it was it was too wordy. I feel, and I feel like I could have, if I went, I could easily go back and just like rewrite the wording of it, you know. But it's also kind of edgy, because like I think originally I was thinking about making it like a school shooter joke, but you got to be careful with those. I think the strategy with making those jokes is you have to like upload those during the summer. Yeah. You know, just in case, and then coincidentally coincidentally upload it when an actual tragedy happens, right? But yeah, I think I've been trying to like get the comics to be like less wordy. I mean, that's like the key, because like people don't really like too many words.
No, it feels like people just want like four panel comics and less.
The less words, the better. Actually, if you could just convey the joke with no words at all, that's probably like the best thing you could do, right?
Yeah, I guess that's why like red panels, the stone toss progenitor, was the what didn't work because it was kind of a little bit too wordy and also like less punchy than stone toss, and that's
he got better at his comics. Sadly, he got better.
Yeah, because he's a little bitch, a little Latino freak.
You know, I keep forgetting he got doxxed this year, which is still super funny.
It feels like it was last year, but no, it happened this year. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then he went running to Daddy Elon Musk. Mr. Musk, they're doxing me.
He did the Kratos meme where it's like, Elon, remove this thread and my life will be yours. Because he was like legit pleading like on Twitter, being like, yo, someone who knows Elon, please, please, you gotta stop this. Because now they know I'm a fucking light skinned fucking Latino whose penis doesn't work. Oh no, secret out. I'm not surprised, because those stone toss comics are too good. That like, yeah, something has to be wrong with his penis for him to make comics this good. Yeah, because like he wouldn't be trying so hard if that wasn't the case, you know.
What happened to him? I don't hear from him anymore.
Yeah, me neither. Well, the thing is, like, it's gonna be. Oh my god, these next 4 years are gonna be super interesting, because it's like, well, they won. So what's the point of continuing the grift? They won. Like, what is Tim Pool gonna talk about? You know, because all this
they're probably just gonna hinge again on the trans people are trying to act up. We're gonna watch out, because there's always because fascism, there's always like the other that it's both strong but also weak, basically.
Oh yeah, I saw
they're
someone
weak
talking about how they wanted to ban trans people in the military, which is ironic because like I heard trans people are like super athletic, they beat everyone in sports. Yeah. So wouldn't you want those kind of people in the military? You know,
yeah,
wouldn't
exactly.
that be like the people you want, right? But
they feminize them a lot to make them feel like they're weak, actually. So so it's completely paradoxical, an oxymoron. Fascism. It's always built on an oxymoron, on exactly how. On how the enemies work, because now they're weak because they lost they lost and they cannot do it, but like they're probably gonna make out like they're working on something. We gotta act right now if we want something to change. It's like it already changed. Nothing is changing. That's the thing. It's you already won. It's
like a forever project.
Yeah,
you know, and it's kind of. That sucks nuts, but you know.
Yeah. I guess that I do. I guess that that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about the about you in these about these comics. Anything else you wanna talk about yourself,
And
about your
about myself,
about your
yeah,
process? What would you recommend people to do if they want to make like
comics, like
comics,
funny comics.
comics,
First thing I recommend is getting friends.
get friends,
Getting people you could immediately talk to is very helpful because I mean, Cam already knows this. Like, I come up with like ideas for comics and voice calls all the time, and and what I like is that people are there, so I can just be like, hey, how does this sound? How does this work? You know, like.
And then
And even like back when I was still doing my podcast, I would just spit out ideas right there, and then that would remind me later when I re-listen to them that like, oh yeah, I had that idea for that one thing that one time, right?
And then he just makes them, and it's pretty. We kind of like. We kind of give like ideas on how maybe the joke could have been more punchier, or maybe this is like a little bit of too much or whatever.
Right, and I think what's great is that I live with my partner, so and they're basically my editors, so I will show them like the comic, and they'll give the final approval. We're both kind of shitty with grammar, so a lot of grammar mistakes pop through, but
it happens.
Whatever. People will still be able to like read them, because I feel like your brain will fix most of the time. Your brain will fix the grammar mistake in your mind, unless it's like an egregious mistake. But the simple ones.
Rulebook asks, "Oh yeah, what happened to your podcast?"
My podcast.
Yeah.
I just got too busy. I got too busy because I have 2 jobs, and I help my partner with their small business. So I just got just too busy. I do want to go back to doing a podcast, but I might just do my like 3rd rebranding of main character syndrome. I mean, like, it was originally the Cheesy Cast, then it became main character syndrome, and then I brought Julian on board. But I might do a 3rd like version again, of it, because I mean. I'm lucky that I'm not that popular enough that like I could do these like radical changes to do like the podcast, because at the end of the day it's still just me on the podcast, and I have like other side podcasts with buddies that I want to get back to, but it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna get harder to make a podcast for people who are like broke.
But Cheesy, don't you know? The Democrats are asking for a liberal Joe Rogan. You could that could be your way,
that's why Trump lost, because my podcast stopped, and I couldn't keep people up to date. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's my bad. My bad, B.
It's all in the end of the day, it's all the Latinos' fault.
It is. That's why I made that werewolf comic. There was a guy.
The werewolf comic is it's basically just a werewolf that basically votes for Dracula, that wants to that basically
Dracula
is saying kill all werewolves.
There was a guy who got mad at me for that comic because he's like, well, Trump never said he wanted to kill all Latinos, and I'm like, okay, well. This is a goofy werewolf comic, my guy. I don't know what to tell you.
It's not 1-to-1 with reality, you fucking freak.
Yeah, and it's like the fact that it's like, I mean, yeah, it's funny because it's like the campaign is just like even who cares if it's not a 1-for-1? It's just funny that like, oh, he literally ran on a let's kill all werewolves campaign and he won.
It's so crazy to me.
That's just funny.
No, it's funny. It's also it's a hyperbole. It's a figure of speech, basically, in a comic form. It just surprises me how much like just Trump just said like the craziest thing. Like the guy who said they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets all in Springfield. Just won, and it worked. It worked.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was also like how just awful Democrats were at like winning people over. You know,
They because
this
it's
could have been a
not
slam dunk, but they weren't even trying.
it's just so crazy because it's like the Republicans lost 5 million voters from last election, but the Democrats lost 14 million, and it's so crazy to me. How could you fumble it so bad?
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I think like what Republicans are the only people actually playing politics because like they see the stat that like, oh, mostly uneducated people vote Republican, so let's make the country stupider.
Basically,
right? And Democrats see that like, oh, most college educated people vote Democrat, but they don't even think about like, well, let's make college free. Let's like, make it easier for people to get into college. But like, nah, they don't, because I mean the thing is like they realize like whatever Republicans do, it doesn't make them lose money. No. They're not that incentivized.
They want to make it harder for people to go to college. They only want rich people to go to college, basically, because they're inside. Right. They're inside their own world. They're gonna be like the ones controlling the dumb people that do not go to college and get smarter. It's kind of crazy like that. But
not true.
I guess that we can move on into the next section. To the next section, it's like the BoneRot section. Of course.
Perfect.
So, hey, Cheesy, what has been giving you BoneRot in this?
What's been giving me BoneRot?
Like something that you're being interested, or something that's pissing you off right now, or whatever. What is the thing that you've
something been interesting me? I've been dabbling again in animation.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been interesting me, and because I'm very, I don't know if I'd say the word fickle person, but I'm very kind of like jump from one project to another, like constantly in my head, like, oh, I should be doing this, do this, yada yada yada, right? And then in my head sometimes I'll be like, oh, okay, so this next month I'm gonna totally finish this one comic I wanted to do. But then during the next month, I get this idea for another cool thing that I should just try to do, right?
Yeah.
And recently, I've been listening to the one song. You ever heard the song "Step on Me" by the Cardigans?
I have not. I'm not very.
Good. It's a pretty good song. It was like a TikTok meme last year, I think. Like people would use a sped up version of the song, and then Cardigans, the official like YouTube. The official YouTube for the Cardigans, they uploaded like a sped up version of the song, like an official one, because I mean, and that's kind of smart because they're just taking advantage of, oh, people are using our song as a meme.
Yeah.
Let's this could be good publicity. Let's show people that we're super cool and chill like that, because like, yeah, if someone makes a meme off of one of your products, you should try to like be, if you want people to like you should try to be like cool with it, and not like be mad about it. But anyway,
not
I was listening to that.
Not like completely make it more difficult for people to share it or copyright it or whatever, because it does.
Yeah,
it does,
exactly.
It does harm your reputation. Yeah.
Right, exactly, because like the Cardigans, I don't think they make music anymore, or if they do, I haven't heard any of it. But they were way more popular in the early 2000s. That being said.
It's like the Cut and Eye Joe people that when Design Pro made like the gagaggity fucking nugget.
Yeah, I know. I was there. I was there for that.
Yeah.
But I was saying like I've been listening to that song, and I got to think that I think a lot of like artists, a lot of specifically like artists raised on the internet have when they like listen to music and they imagine the whole like, oh, by OCs in a music video kind of thing.
Yeah, I do have that in my. I do have that. I'm writing this thing on. I'm writing this movie right now, and I'm trying to think. I want to make like this animated intro for it, basically. And I'm gonna use a song by Luis Miguel called
Damn.
Mujer de Fuego, which translates to Woman of Fire.
Okay, I know that song.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to get the licensing to use it on my movie. Hopefully,
it's gonna be tough because Luis Miguel is popular, and
yeah,
for popular artists, you can't. In most cases, like I think movies will default to using a cover because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Right. Or they'll just pay for the instrumental.
Either way, I'm gonna see my options. If not, I can just like change the song. That's the thing.
Yeah, true.
That's all
Right,
that's all the thing. Or make an original. Tell a guy, hey, can you make a song that's kind of like this, but that's kind of like this,
but this vibe.
Giving this vibe basically that can match a little bit of the tempo in this, and that's pretty good. And I just say, yeah, well, let's go with this one, and now it is my version of the Luis Miguel song, basically.
Nice. Yeah. So I've been in a boat. Not similar to that exactly, but when I got inspired, I was thinking about this music video concept a lot. That at work I even like rough draft the whole like storyboard in my notebook.
Yep.
And it's like a complete storyboard, and I'm like, oh well, I might as well just make it now that I have a complete storyboard. And I think the great thing is that it's all limited animation, so I don't gotta like worry too much. I'm not doing anything too complicated.
Yeah.
I did like a little kind of like, I don't even know what to call this. I don't know if I call this an animatic or whatnot, but it's not even like finished.
I have to play it in. I have to play it in the YouTube version. I cannot like show. I cannot. We're in Twitch.
Well, it's
right
a copyrighted. Now. It's a copyrighted song, so you might not want to play it.
I'm not. Yeah, I cannot play it on Twitch, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. Don't play it. Yeah, but yeah, that's been in the back of my mind. And I mean, yeah, because it's cool. I see what people make, like the little animation memes where it's all like very simple animation. I really like that one guy who does I forget his name because his name's like in Korean, and he does all the little where he has his own little OCs. He's got that little like
Kyumbom Lee.
Squirrel
I think
girl.
his name is.
Isn't his name
Kyum? I think his name is Kyumbom Lee.
No, isn't that's the guy with the Reaper girl or something, right?
Yeah,
the guy I'm thinking of is that's not the guy I'm thinking of. The guy I'm thinking of is they go by Ram the Ram.
Oh.
Yeah, then they have like the pink-haired squirrel girl. Yeah.
Huh.
And they're really cool. They apparently like have like a class you could pay for, and he teaches you how to animate like he does. And I mean, hey, that'd be really cool to invest in because I really like his stuff. I think it's all really neat. I'm pretty sure if you saw this squirrel girl, you would recognize this guy. Because
Oh, I know this. Yeah, I've seen this.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've seen videos of this basically. I've seen his music videos. But yeah, I guess is there? Do you think that you'll be able to do this at one point?
I'll have my version of it. I think I'll have something that'll be interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Once I finish, it's gonna be like 3 minutes, but and that's like a lot in animation. Like 3 minutes is so much, but
it is. Believe me.
It's all very simple. It's mostly like just if I have it all planned out right, it's just gonna be a bunch of GIFs overlaid each other, really, and that's gonna be easier. And I mean, I pitched the idea to my partner, and they really like it, and they wanted to like help, so I got someone helping me, which is good. I think the obvious question is people ask me like, why don't you just animate your comics? And I'm like, yeah, I could do that, but I don't know. It's not that I don't want to. I'd much rather like prefer to dub them, which is something I do want to do, but I keep getting sidetracked because I don't know. I think
feel
we
that
all.
I feel that a lot of things do not need to be animated. To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah.
I cannot really think of like seeing the your Scooby Gang comic like animated. To be honest, I don't think it really needs to. Like what is gonna add like that.
I think of it like kind of like because there's people out there who are super popular and they never like made dubs or animations or anything, right?
Yeah.
Because mostly what happened, I mean, most people like just ask me like, hey, can we dub this? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. Like, I don't mind if people like dubbed, and I think the majority of my comics have been dubbed. Some of them haven't. Some of the ones I really like haven't been dubbed, like the Homunculus comic that I made. But I'm tempted to just dub that myself.
Good work.
I really like that comic. There's some comics that like get way more traction than others. I was a little disappointed the Homunculus comic didn't get like a lot of like people looking at it because I thought that joke was really funny. Even the Loopy Doopy Lou comic I made, Doopy Loopy Lou comic that I made was I thought that one was pretty good too, and that one kind of like it kind of got all right attention, you know. I think what's kind of annoying is that like when you're a super popular artist, like average attention is probably like 3K likes. That's like average for someone that's like super popular. But like 3K is kind of like super good for like someone like me, you know.
To be honest, yeah, that's great.
Right, exactly. But
Rulebook is
I just want to get. What was that?
No, you go. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I just wanted to get at the level where like like I could casually get 3K on a comic that's like not even that. That's just okay, you know.
Yeah, that's being a big Twitter artist. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that's the curse of being a big Twitter artist.
Question by Rulebook. Favorite dub of your comic?
Favorite dub of my comic?
Yeah.
So I made a comic about Buggy the Clown from One Piece.
Yeah.
Where he's fighting Luffy. He's fighting Luffy, and then Luffy just says out of nowhere like, "Oh, please don't make me suck your floating dick," and everyone just acts like that's what Buggy was threatening him with. And someone on TikTok made I'm sorry I forgot your name, man, but someone on TikTok did like make a dub of that was really good because I think they got they got everyone's voices pretty right,
pretty accurate,
and pretty accurately, and they got the energy of like my comic pretty well. But the shitty thing is that it didn't like get a lot of traction. Even like when I posted the Buggy comic on Twitter, it didn't get too much traction. I'm thinking maybe I should go back and color it and just repost it. Sometimes if there's been instances where like I go back and tweak a comic and then repost it and it gets a lot more traction. Like the regular show when I did where the Mordecai and Rigby are having gay sex. One was like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I posted that just kind of as each panel with its own image, and I posted it on my NSFW account, but it didn't get that much traction. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just format it like an actual comic, which what I should have done at the start, and it got way more traction. It really did blow up, and I was pretty happy about that. I mean, that's the great thing about making a comic that's not that good. When making a comic that doesn't get that much attention, sometimes you probably just didn't post it at the right time, and a perfectly timed repost could be all the difference. Right?
It also depends on who helps, also like who retweets it, because sometimes I remember like I had this one like I guess I made this Wojak meme one time, and I didn't do well until like I think Kaiser Neko from Team 4-Star retweeted it, and then I saw like everybody start to retweet and it just exploded. Basically, it was just this Wojak meme where it's like making fun of YouTubers that make fun of third world country animations for not being that well made. When
right.
they're like,
no, I remember that.
Yeah.
Didn't you do one targeting Saber Sparks or something?
No, I did not target
actually,
Saber Spark. Everybody thought I was targeting Saber Spark because everybody
we
just
gotta
started
kill Saber Sparks.
It's like we were. Saber Spark actually replied to it. So said sorry, and I just said like okay, it's time to kill you, basically. Not that I did. It's just a joke, basically. Just gotta admit that I don't know like the rules of making jokes about that in Twitch right now, but I gotta watch out. But yeah. Anyway, I guess we can move on into what it has been giving me BoneRot, I guess.
What's been giving you BoneRot?
What has been giving me BoneRot is that I've been watching Dan the Dan, and I've been quite enjoying it, to be honest. I think it's a pretty good anime, to be honest. Have you ever watched Dan the Dan?
I need to. I remember when I think the first couple of chapters were coming out, and I was hearing people talk about it. I wasn't that interested until someone told me, "Oh, it's like regular show," and I'm like, "All right, well, now I gotta check it out."
Regular? I don't think it's like regular show at all. What?
Someone told me, "Well, they'll just be hanging out, and then something weird happens."
That's that. I don't know. It feels like there's like more of a cohesive narrative in Dan the Dan, where it's like they're trying to get some guy's balls back. So it's not like just an episodic shit where something where they're just doing. I mean, there's like that aspect of like normalcy of like their normal lives going on, but and then something weird happens in both the supernatural, in just the supernatural, can be sci-fi or fantastical, and it's pretty. It was pretty, and it's great, but I don't think it's like regular show at all. God, some people tell me that regular show is just like magical realism, and I guess, but I'm not sure about that.
Kinda.
It depends on the episode.
Because some things are treated more casual than other things.
Yeah.
You know? Like talking animal people, is like, okay, that's Mordecai and Rigby just being animal people and talking. That's magical realism. But when like they point out that like, who are you? Oh, I'm the god of basketball. Like that's just straight up like, he's clearly not the same as Mordecai and Rigby. Mordecai and Rigby like are treated as humans. They just stylistically look like animals.
I feel that there's. I mean, people just tell me that there's this episode of regular show where there's the one where Mordecai tries to get back the Margaret's sweater to her college, and then the sweater starts talking to him, and it's like there's like and I can see that premise being like magical realism because it's like the sweater, nobody questions why the sweater is coming back to life. It's coming to life, or like it's coming to life. Sorry, and it's just more about like his relationship with CJ and how he's supposed to like do in this situation. So that it's basically that. But coming back to Dan to Dan, I quite like that the first episode is very like cat. It really it really grabs you because it does introduce like the two main characters and its main conflict and their main conflict and it's so well done, and at the end of the episode you're kind of hooked on also the low romance as well, and because it feels like a little bit fate, like a cool coincidence that one of the characters is named after like an actor that the girl has a crush on, and
oh yeah, I heard about this.
It's quite. It's something that is just made out of like makes the character way more dynamic. Make the characters way more dynamic. That it just despises stuff like that. Just nothing like too deep, but it's like core of their core aspect of their character, and that gives a lot of flavor to it. I do think that. I will not try to spoil anything else because you haven't watched it, but okay.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it eventually.
But yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, so I guess that we can move on into the news.
All right, what's up? What's been going on?
Okay, I guess that we have like some older news from last week because I wanted like this episode to happen like last week, but you said you were busy and I was busy when you weren't busy, so it just didn't happen.
Okay, so you blame it on the guest. Get the guest on.
I gave you the most.
Well, we would have talked about this.
Elegant,
fucking lazy son of a bitch.
I gave you the most professional entrance you've ever got into a fucking podcast, and you basically tell me that I'm making you feel like I'm taking that I'm just insulting you. Fuck you. Fuck you. And now I'm insulting you. Fuck you. Anyway,
it's called buttering up. That's what you were doing.
God, I'm
all
trying.
right, go on. What happened?
Anyway,
in this beautiful world we live in.
So everybody knows about you probably already heard about this, but like Disney hates trans people, I guess.
Oh yeah, well that was obvious.
Yeah, I guess everything just didn't work how they wanted. They do not want that. Okay, so basically what happened? Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is a very popular show in LGBT youths and also a lot of adults as well, because it's a superhero show about that has a lot, also like a lot of minorities, that includes a lot of characters of color and different ethnicities and different genders as well. One of the characters is a trans girl basically, and it's been completely normalized during the entire series. There was an episode in season, I think 2 or 3 that was planned to come out, but because of the Trump presidency, according to the source, the Trump presidency, they decided to just ox it because they are afraid that they might be taken as like. Fall into like some sort of like they're like sexualizing minors or some shit like that because they're just mentioning like trans girls, or trans women, or just the topic itself, which it's bullshit and it's a very scummy thing to do.
It is, and we're probably gonna see more of that coming the next couple of years.
Absolutely.
There's been kind of this like trend of like people who kind of like want to keep safe in their positions to start like being a little bit more conservative. I forget her name, but there was an actress who like a couple years back disowned Woody Allen, and after the Trump presidency, she talked about how she kind of regrets doing that, and like she got caught up in the moment, and it's like, oh wow, are we like is this gonna be a golden age for rapists in the next 4 years?
Yeah,
Is our rapist president let this happen?
Yeah, the Donald Trump is basically a rapist, and just the fact that he is a president just says a lot that people can get away with. There was like this guy, I don't remember there was this woman, I don't remember like the name of the woman or the guy that made the sexual violation. There was this woman that sued and actually won her case, basically, and gave.
You're talking about with Conor McGregor?
Yeah, Conor McGregor. Yeah, thank you for filling in that. She won the case. Her victim won the case. Complete proof. And he only got fined basically. And not only that, because Twitter is now a cesspool of awful people. She won. There's proof that he actually did all of this, and people still say like, "Fuck this bitch." Why? What does she know? It's like, what the fuck is going on?
She just proved it in a court of law, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's absolute proof, and they just cannot do anything. Just like it's like. It's just that they just didn't do that much damage to the guy. He just gotta pay. You know, he didn't go to jail. He didn't have to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to do community service or anything like that. He just has to pay a fine, basically.
I think basically, I did upload on my Patreon a comic that talks about this topic. I won't spoil it here, but I thought it was
plugging it in, plugging your Patreon. So cool.
Plugging in my Patreon. Yeah, me and Cam, we both have a Patreon. We've both been like, I don't know if I'd say we've been struggling. I don't think I have the same problem you do with your Patreon.
I just I try to reinvent it, and I just keep losing people.
Yeah, it's tough. With me, it's like I'm like stuck at like 99. Like dollars a month, and what happens is that every time I gain a new patron, I lose one. So it's just been stuck on that number for the last couple of months, and it's kind of a little frustrating.
Roblox said, "I read that comic. It was pretty funny." Well, do not spoil it because it's patron confidential.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this is gonna. I'm probably gonna drop that comic publicly. I was gonna lay out like next month. I was gonna lay out my plan for what I want to do next year. About like there's like 4 major projects I wanted to do by the end of next year that hopefully you know are good and people like, you know. I can't say too much, but it's a project in almost every category. Like I have there's a big comic I wanted to do. There's like an animation I want to do. There's like a big YouTube video I've been working on.
Yeah. I know the topic, but I don't know if you want to like me to like say what it is.
Don't say it. I'll
keep it secret. Eventually. I'll keep it secret.
I posted it publicly. Actually, you know, I think I have posted it publicly, but whatever. We can keep it a secret. If you find old tweets about it, who cares?
Then I don't know. I will not throw those dice. I will just not say it.
Nice, but yeah, I got a handful of like, you know, things to do. But also, what's cool is that recently I bought an iPad that I'm gonna use to draw. So when I'm at my day job, when it's slow, I could just be drawing, and I'll be able to like draw like the short comics, the 4-panel stuff a lot quicker, you know, because I think those do a decent job of like raising my numbers, you know.
Pretty much.
It's this annoying game with like online retention where like, yeah, I want to make longer comics, but like the longer comics don't get me that immediate like, you know, audience fast enough. So I gotta do the shorter comics. But if you do a lot of short comics, people will only know you for short comics, you know? And who's to say that same audience would be interested in the longer stuff? Because the longer stuff that I want to do isn't like necessarily comedy, you know? But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think we'll see how it goes. You got any big projects you want to have done by next year?
I just want to finish the script to my screenplay, and that's it. I just want to like next year. I just want to do my screenplay for the movie and hopefully like after that I already have 7 pages done so far. That's good. I've been slowly chipping away at it, where I hope people like it. It's in Spanish. I don't know if you will want to like check it out, but because I will try to.
Can't. I'm gonna have trouble reading it because I speak Spanish better than I could read it. Really.
Yeah, the thing about it is that it's just because I'm trying to apply for a Colombian fund, some I forgot the word of that. It's like an incentive. Yeah, I'm trying to apply for an incentive. Yeah,
from the state.
Yeah, from the state, because the thing about it is that we do not have the power of the Hollywood machine to make movies. So the government has to give us the money, basically. But yeah.
No, that's cool. I wish we had. We don't have something like that here, because
because Hollywood already has it covered.
But I wish we did. I mean, I guess the closest would probably be like PBS, right? But
pretty
those
much
are mostly meant for like younger people. I mean, God, if I was a neo-Nazi, I would be too smart. So that's why I'm not a neo-Nazi. But a lot of these guys should be like pushing for like, oh, the state should pay for like non-degenerate art to be made, and like that's how you get like kind of like an artist, like that just kind of makes sense, because it's like if you see, like, I mean, because their logic is like, oh, we'll use capitalism, but like all they're doing is creating like shitty,
a better infrastructure,
whatever art.
But in the process they're making a better infrastructure for art to be made, basically.
Yeah, because I think the most boring kind of conservatives are all the failed artists, failed script writers, failed like comedians and actors who are bitter because they're just not talented. Those guys suck. I think
there are some conservatives that are great, that are really talented, but
I'd say far and few in between, though. I think my favorite kind of conservative like artists are the real crazies, like the schizos. I think those guys would benefit a lot from having some sort of like fund for the art, like I don't know, call it something like funding for non-degenerate art or something, and like just pick because like I would like legit just like maybe I should do that. That could be the next scam. like oh yeah, I want to fund like non-degenerate conservative art, and like I pick the craziest, most insane conservative, and not like a Stone Toss, because Stone Toss is a little, I don't know, he's popular, but he doesn't have like, I don't know if I'd say reach. A voice. He's not weird enough. I need someone who's like weird.
I on the contrary, I think that he's pretty weird. He's just a Mexican Nazi.
He's weird. He's weird like in a pathetic way. I need like someone who's weird in like a very kind of like unique way. A character way. I have someone in mind, but I don't want to say their name because it's a secret. It's a secret.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe that should be this could be the next arc. Be a fake conservative and like swindle money off of people.
Well, talking about conservatives Trump has appointed their like a crazy, but they're like his cabinet,
yep,
his cookie cabinet, and there's like a lot of them are just like normal Republicans that you expect a
lot of neocons, like Trump loyalists.
Yeah,
all of them like different types of like rapists,
but also like just insane people. Like at one point, that Matt Gaetz was the general attorney for him, but he withdraw. And guess why?
Oh well, he's a fucking freak. Like, and he's too much of a freak for the cabinet.
He definitely found a way to find a person that's awful. They basically, he has like rapists like him having
accusations,
associations with minors, trafficking, sexual,
Venmoing women and Venmoing minors, which is crazy.
It's sad.
It's an insane thing to use your Venmo for.
It was like it was. They were saying like the comments were like, for just being a friend or for being awesome. It's like
for being awesome.
That's
really cool. Really epic, Matt. Thank you.
It's so great. It just feels like, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. It's just a small thing. I guess that we can move into the other topic that I wanted to talk about. Since you're an artist, I also wanted to know more about your opinion on this. But you saw that Coca-Cola ad?
Oh, the AI generated one?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sucks. I think we could all agree it sucks. I think
Nobody.
most people who like, if you like this podcast or just know us, would probably guess our opinion on it.
Yeah, it sucks. What I wanted to talk about is it just feels like this is. You think that this is gonna be like it because it's like it's Coca-Cola. You know, it's like one of the biggest companies of all time.
What has to happen, I think, is I don't know how quick. Well, now with fucking Elon in charge, like legislation on AI art is gonna be way tougher to pull off. And who's to say anyone who isn't who isn't on his side is gonna try to oppose it anyway, you know. So it's for any kind of like real change on the political level. I think it's gonna be beyond tough really to pull it off. Kind of like the perception. I mean, what needs to happen is that someone kind of I think if the only thing I can really imagine is there needs to be a trend of artists being yeah, I don't use AI art. That's like that fake shit, you know. Kind of like you know how people, a lot of people joke about BBLs and like plastic surgery. If like the same stigma people have for like plastic surgery and BBLs, if that could be applied to AI art,
it feels like I feel that it's very difficult to pull off because not a lot of women get a left off in their face. A lot of people use AI, they think that they look at a lot of people just can just pull out their phone and just use AI for whatever reason. They're being using like Gemini AI or anything like that.
I remember at the start of kind of like when people were worried about this, there was this big notion that people had that AI art will eventually go the way of the NFT, but no, that didn't happen because it's easier to explain AI art than NFTs. NFTs, like, the main problem was it was very confusing for the average person.
You have to explain like the crypto chain or the chain block, and that was like very confusing thing to just explain.
And
basically.
I think also the explanation, like when you give them kind of like, because like the way I would explain it is that it's like owning a receipt, like you have the rights to a receipt, you know, and it's like, well, then you're not really buying the art, you're buying the receipt to the art. The art will not be owned by you, right?
You're not owning the art, basically. With AI, you're basically just you cannot.
The computer makes the art. Computer just make art.
Yeah,
people. I think the majority of people would look at digital art and think because that's what digital art is, right? It's just like the computer made the art because they probably already thought that, you know. So it's not a giant leap for the average person, but it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be like annoying. I think we need the culture around. I don't think enough people are anti AI art. I think more people need to be opposed and more on institutions
what happened to
that one art contest.
What happened to the core values of having cool art? But they just see like a picture of Jesus Christ holding a lamp,
holding a shrimp or shrimp Jesus Christ, or
shrimp, and they say so true, and it's great, and it's just it's really freaky, the fact that a lot of people just literally can fall for this. There's the company that made the Coca-Cola ad. Basically, the Coca-Cola ad basically said it's called Secret Level. Basically, just say how much images they made for that commercial. They made 18,000 imes to make the AI images to basically to then tell another AI to basically animate them, to make 34 shots with 85 minutes of content, and in under 3 weeks, basically. In under 3 weeks, and they're like boasting about it, basically. But if you really think about it, it's like this is just a waste of so much resources and energy, because it's
definitely.
because you're wasting so much water. Like I think that every single one of these images takes like a bottle of water, I think. So it's like you just wasted like 18,000 bottles of water in like under 3 weeks basically, and that's insane. You're just wasting just just to like get like 1 minute basically, to get just 1 minute of shit basically, of something that looks so that you can of something that you cannot put like a shot in basically, because it just completely falls apart in like after 1 second. Not in that ad, every single shot, it's like cannot be more than 2 seconds, because it just completely like falls apart, and they start to grow fingers or whatever. But it was good enough for Coca-Cola, I guess.
Yeah, that's yeah. And I think what's annoying is that a lot of people can't even like really identify it, you know. Right.
Some people just do not identify it. My grandma.
I showed my mom like AI images, and she's like, "Yeah, this isn't a real person," and she was like blown away, like, "What the fuck? Like, how can you even tell?" And I mean, then I say something stupid like, "Oh, you know, because I'm an artist, I can identify these things."
There's just something about the rendering style, or like it feels like a little too. They're always like either smiling like creepily, or the lighting is a little too smooth, basically.
Yeah, and it's getting like it's getting better and better. It's getting harder. Yeah, it's getting harder to tell.
Yeah, right? Because I remember like there was like this Miku cat picture that got out, and at first I saw it like, oh, it just looked like a normal, because I didn't pay much attention to it.
But it was AI. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
I did. I just looked at it like nothing. Like okay, it's just like a cat thing, because I was just scrolling down. But then I saw more of the picture, and then I just saw people saying like, "This is AI." It's like, wait, what? This is AI? And it's like so difficult. It was so difficult to pinpoint like certain details. And now it's like it just feels like anybody can just like take your library of work and just make art from it, and it's gonna look almost indistinguishable as well.
Yeah,
they can even make it better, because it can mix it up with some other artists that can do something better than you, basically.
Yeah, and that's gonna be kind of frustrating to see. I don't know. A big scandal has to happen, or something. I don't even know what at this point, really, because like it seems like massive scandals don't really mean much unless like it's someone's house getting raided or something, you know.
It has. I mean, there's been some scandals going on about AI, but not about images of AI, unfortunately. This is actually another news that I wanted to talk about. Gemini AI, for some reason, just said a user to basically just kill themselves, basically.
Really?
Just basically, like the guy was like I want to like I want to 1 second, I think I fucked up. One moment. Basically, the guy asked like, can you like make like a summary of these points, or like for some biology paper or something like that. And then just for some reason out of nowhere, the Google AI chatbot just basically said, "Human, please die." and the guy was like completely scared shitless of it, to the point that he decided to just throw everything. He said that he wanted to throw everything every piece of technology out of the window. And and Google had to like make I don't know where that come from. We're looking into it, and it was kind of funny, but at the same time kind of scary. Basically, maybe this will help that the whole idea that this needs to be more restrained, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something needs to be done. And I don't know. I think there are more smarter people out there that might have a solution. Right now, I can't really think of anything that I don't know. It's kind of a scary time, because it's not just that. Like even if you make something super popular, like people will try to like make a like a like a like a NFT, or I mean a Bitcoin based off of it, because
Yeah,
you saw what happened to like Chill Guy, right?
Yeah, the Chill Guy. That meme just blew up right away. I just saw it like once, and then afterwards it was completely all over my feed basically. And then I saw like the guy.
It came out like last year, and then
yeah,
like 5 months ago, it was super popular on TikTok. I can remember, but then it kind of came back on Twitter, and now I am seeing it everywhere.
There was I forgot to put like I forgot to God, I forgot to put this in the feed of news, but like I wanted to talk about the apparently Disney doesn't care about people about AI being used for their stuff, because I saw recently that basically the almost 140,000 films and TV scripts have been used to train AI, including like 346 scripts of Ryan Murphy, 600 episodes of The Simpsons, all episodes of the Wire, The Sopranos, and Breaking Bad. Basically, so this is just telling us that that companies are way more comfortable with AI if they can put their own thing and have more control over it, and just and it just feels weird, because what was the strikes all about,
Right. True. Yeah, because it's annoying, and yeah, I mean they don't care. They're gonna make money off of it. I mean, the thing is, if they can replace writers with AI, they're gonna do it. And we'll probably see that. I mean, what's going to be kind of what's going to have to happen. A real nightmare scenario is that if there's a whole show where the entire script is AI and people actually like it, they're just going to make more of it. And
yeah, because it's easier.
You don't have to. Yeah, and I don't think people will care, because people don't even like try to remember the names of writers or creators or actors, really. People don't really memorize the name of actors, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think I mean, it's gotten like kind of worse over time, and it sucks, because it's almost like this lack of like connecting with the people who make the art that we consume, right?
It's just very more of the atomization of the individual, where it just feels like, okay, I can just make my own script of The Simpsons, instead of like having like I don't know, having some people like having like maybe like talk with people basically, and just have AI just be AI be like the only person, the only quote unquote entity that you, maybe not an entity, just like I think to like exchange ideas with, which just regurgitated nonsense, and it's quite awful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of annoying. I saw some people criticizing what's his name, RJ Palmer. He's that one concept artist who did those like Pokemon in real life images.
Yeah.
And he's very like anti AI art. And I mean, I'm not surprised, because like a lot of like steals from him, right? So
yeah, because he's an art station. It's so funny how like people have to like use the chat the prompt They have to like their art improves 100% way better if you add art station, the prompt use art station basically, and because it's taking for people putting their best work out there, it's like it's really gross, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think I saw some people like criticizing him because he's like, oh, why is he mad that like people are making AI slop? Is it, and he's scared he's getting replaced? Isn't that him just admitting that his art is already like slop, like AI slop? And it's like, well, no, he's not admitting that it's slop. Because he knows that people like will see AI slop in his art and think they're the same thing, you know. And that's not like that because that's not that he's projecting, but that's more like him being realistic because it is true. People will look at people like, yeah, the average person cannot tell the difference between like an AI script and like one written by a person, you know.
Yeah, if it's good enough. If it's good enough, and now it's just gonna be like there's not gonna be any writing jobs anymore. It's just gonna be like AI prompt. There's gonna be like AI prompter for scripts and a guy who edits scripts made by AI, basically.
Right, and that sucks a lot.
Because
that's like the direction where it's kind of going.
Because now it's like they don't have like anything under like the they don't have a union. Like what are they gonna do? The people who edit AI scripts gonna do a union in this day and age, where there's like way more union busting shit. It's so fucking awful.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, because like the AI artists, quote unquote AI prompters, they're kind of like, I mean, unironically, it's gonna become like a gig economy kind of thing. They're gonna be disposable, just like Uber drivers.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just gonna be, because it's a very easy job to do. Like fuck, they could get their dumbass, like a CEO could get their like dumbass kid to like do it. It doesn't require like an actual artist or someone who has like talent, you know. And yeah, I think I don't know. I think I mean, what's probably gonna happen is that a lot of being able to consume a lot of good like art that's awesome and cool and bass is gonna have to be more at the local level, more underground, because this thing is gonna like, you know, take over all of the mainstream, you know, and that's like the real like kind of like nightmare like scenario. And
where like
I mean it's gonna
where you turn on the TV, or the first thing you see in Netflix is just like an AI a picture of an actor that just doesn't exist, basically. And it's just but it's just voiced by an AI, completely made by complete shot by shot made by an AI. Maybe it just looks a little bit different every single shot, but for the average consumer, it just doesn't matter anymore. It's just slop.
Yeah, and I think people are so like isolated, so antisocial already that it's like, are they gonna really even care that they're looking at fake people? You know?
That's sad.
That's like kind of those like, yeah, those kind of like scary questions, you know? And yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really blame people too much for like seeing no future in art or whatnot, you know, with the direction that it's heading into, you know. I mean, ultimately you should make art for your own sake, you know, for you first and foremost. But
at this point just being a person that doesn't use AI is, it's kind of like the best thing, to be honest. It's just good enough, to be honest, you know.
Right.
And I think, which is so, I mean, I don't know if like that's awful or comforting for a lot of people, because because now like the person that just like draws in MS Paint, that like almost like this chicken scratch stuff. Well, actually, that's going into like an entire different debate of like what is good art, basically. But it's like now it's not about like what is good art and what is bad art, or what do you think it's good art. It's like now what is AI art, and what does like your art being made with your own tools, and dexterity and talent is worth. How is it worth more than just AI art, basically?
Right. Yep, this is gonna be it's gonna be a scary couple of years. Scary, interesting. It's gonna be all over the place. I think
Yeah. Uh,
I think if anything, you should just prioritize in making the stuff you want to make,
pretty
the stuff you
much.
like to make, right? Um,
Just
it's gonna be frustrating when like if in the future like people don't even remember a time when like it was viable to make like money off of your art or something, you know?
yeah. I've seen like, God, I've seen so many people. I've seen so many, and no, I've seen so many small businesses use AI. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
kind of
more and
sad.
more, just casually, it's I mean
I
it's a
do,
replacement for like clip art, you know?
yeah. I do not see like, I see like people selling like my card shop. The card shop that I go to, they're selling like binders for cards that have like AI artwork basically. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
somebody bought it. Basically, somebody actually bought the binder with the AI little fucking Pikachu, whatever, and and it was and it just hurt me, to be honest, just to see that.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah, because people really don't have the taste and talent for it, and I mean, it's just like so creep. Even like was it a couple months ago when was it Late Night with the Devil came out and they used AI art for that, you know? And
mm-hmm.
people were like fine with it, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure a whole movie's if the movie looks good enough, people are gonna be totally okay with AI art, and that's like I don't know, very
There's
frustrating thing to see happen, you know.
it'll people will be in the end of time. Make me look like a Disney character.
Someone's look. Here's the thing. This is what's gonna happen. Someone has to AI create AI generated Joe Rogan podcast that sound just like him, and then once Joe Rogan becomes anti AI art, like everyone else is gonna fall in line.
Oh, finally! Hooray!
Yeah.
All
Okay.
of
Here's the
this dumb
plan.
stuff made
Create
me
AI
start writing
generated Joe Rogan podcast and
rulebooks.
make it
Rulebook
more
said,
popular than actual Joe Rogan.
"Oh yeah, no, that'd be funny. That'd be really funny." Rulebook says all of this dumb stuff made me start writing my comic book script. That's great, great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
True.
no, I actually a Joe Rogan experience, but it's just AI Joe Rogan be like, finally, what happened to the heart? Joe Rogan says,
Like,
or no,
whoa, this
not
is
even
like,
that
whoa, this is
he
crazy. This is like evil.
or that
Yeah, we
or
have
he
to we
just
have to make an.
that or he'll just try
Yeah,
to
go
make
on.
like interview the his AI version of himself basically.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. What has to happen is yeah, the key is we got to make AI Joe Rogan popular and actual Joe Rogan, so he gets like mad about it. Yeah.
Hooray! And then everything will change. Hooray!
Mm-hmm. Right, and
Um.
he's
Mhm.
yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna like try to move into like the last piece of news because I think that we're running out of time. We're in like hitting
All right,
the an hour and 30 minutes mark right
all
now.
right. Go ahead.
So here, my editor wrote this this part. Infowars has fallen. Good news.
Nice.
Alex Jones of Infowars finally got sold after he lost his court case with families of the Sandy Hook incident. With the buyer being the Onion, who are planning to making the Infowar brand a complete joke. The funny part is that the Onion went to the families and asked if it was okay, and they give the and them they give them their blessings. The problem comes when in we into account it that the second company interested in buying Infowars was the first United American Companies, an ally of Alex Jones. They have been trying too hard to still get the Infowars and revoke the Onion bid. And yeah, that's basically it. Uh,
Yeah, I saw like that on that Elon Musk was talking about not giving Onion the Infowars handle on Twitter. because like which is kind of like stupid, and it's like, well, I mean, they're Infowars now, so right.
They're still like trying to stop it a little bit, but
I wonder if
uh
Elon was planning to buy Infowars originally, but like
who
the Onion
knows?
and the Sandy Hook parents like colluded with no, because I think they specifically like they talked to the Sandy Hook parents to lower the price so the Onion could buy it,
Uh-huh.
right? Yeah, and I think Elon didn't like that because his plan was to buy it, but yeah, it didn't work out, which
Yeah,
is probably like, I mean, it's a nice win because like I heard Elon is thinking about buying MSNBC.
MSNBC. He's trying to make. I can't believe it. Like people during this past few like 2 years since he bought Twitter, people were
Mm-hmm.
like making fun of him, making everything like he is like that he's did like a horrible business decision, that he's like a complete doofus, an idiot, an imbecile, and he's all of that. But like it kind of ended up working in his favor.
I mean, the plan was to kind of like create enough to convert more people to the right on Twitter, and
On
that's
Twitter.
like the real goal because like the money doesn't really matter too much,
He
right?
is the richest man
He has
alive
enough of
to
it.
me.
He has enough of it anyway.
Yeah, but like in the end, like this will benefit him in the long run because now he's gonna get like even more government subsidies and even more government funds to do whatever the fuck he
Mm-hmm.
wants, and he doesn't have to prove anything basically.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he does like he just basically he's being like sucking from the government's the United States government tit for like so long, and it's quite and people just keep thinking that it's just all him for some reason,
Yeah.
God, it just pisses me off every single time I see him on Twitter, or like somebody commenting on his thing, and where he asks his own AI, Grok
Mm-hmm.
AI, like, who am I? And it's like, you're Elon Musk. And then the Grok AI is like, you're Elon Musk. You're is Tony Stark. He makes like a Tony Stark.
I saw that. Yeah,
It's
and it's
so
funny because Gronk calls it Twitter. He doesn't call it X.
yeah. It's so fucking stupid. It's like this
Mm-hmm.
is hell world. This is absolutely. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Rubik says that I don't think so. Elon seems to be making Trump mad. Who knows? Who
It
knows?
seems like it, but we'll wait.
We
God,
we
I,
we'll we'll see if he actually does the Department of Government Efficiency and basically like fires 80% of the government basically somehow.
mm-hmm.
If he can actually do that, I don't even know. Fuck it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think that we're reaching the end. Is there anything you want to plug in besides?
Well, yeah, I got my Patreon. If you're on Patreon and Cam, go ahead and Patreon me. I have
Okay.
comics and stuff. I also I'm trying to set this up more properly. Speaking of projects that I have in the back of my mind, I'm working on my own Marvel Comics fan fiction universe, and I'm keeping it on Patreon just for now.
Okay.
Because I admit this, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I am very kind of critical of when people redesign like superheroes.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I think you're kind of like when Sonic fans look at Sonic redesigns and just like nitpick the ever living shit out of them.
Yeah, that's me. But because of that, I'm incredibly self conscious of my redesigns. Because
Uh-huh.
like I know that like, oh no, by being this public about it, I'm asking for people to be critical about mine. So I've been I will post it publicly because it's whatever. But
Yeah.
but for now I'm doing all these like different kind of like images and stories of my own Marvel universe on Patreon. and I haven't properly set it up, but I'll get to it. Other than that, I got next month I'm definitely gonna. I've been working on this, but I've been organizing all the original Bongo Luna comics into like a zip file that people could download. If you're a patron, you could download it for free, but if you're not a patron, you can just pay $3 to get it all. All the original, like over 200 Bongo Luna comics are gonna be like on a zip folder people could download.
Hell yeah, Bongo and Luna. Oh,
exactly.
The most epic
The
comic
original.
duo of all time.
Exactly. The original fetish OC duo.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna do that for all my comics also. Gonna have all the villain verses in one, all the NSFW comics I made. Just just all together, and people could just buy it off of my Patreon because they're doing like digital goods now, or you could like pay to like just see one post on Patreon, which is pretty cool.
That's great. Well, with that, I think that we've reached the end of the stream. Let's go to the outro.
Yeah, outro.
Okay, hey guys. Well, wow, what a great episode of BoneRot. Unfortunately, too bad that Anto just didn't appear at all. Would have been nice. Maybe they could have like asked something about you. But yeah. Either way, is there anything you want to say just before like we finish this? Because it's like, it's the outro. Yeah.
Anything you want me to say to finish it?
Yeah, just say anything,
Read more of my comics. CHEESYMANFREDO. That's about it, really.
Okay. I wanna say thanks to Cheesy as well for coming in here and just being a really good guest overall. I feel that we had a pretty good dynamic going, and yeah, it was pretty chill overall. Okay, guys, this has been Cam and
CHEESYMANFREDO.
See you next time. Bye-bye. Adios.
Bye, gamers.